this goes with my other video about Fox. So yeah, in a nutshell, I didn't find out about him until he was a year old. Uh, I, he was taken from the mom at birth. I found a way to bring the matter to court. Uh, I have and pretty much have always had custody of his full-blood brother. The illegal activity on Chatham-Kent end is they knew I was his dad before I was even born, as I had case notes in social worker Sandra Pepper's handwriting with all the integrated children's services stamps all over it that was in the mom's case file that cited me and only me as the father long before he was ever even born. So they knew I was his dad all along and didn't inform me. In fact, they went out of their way to hide it. It talks about that in the file. Uh, so there's that. It's a smoking gun, if you ask me. But then they were working with me briefly after I found out about them and approached them, and then they did a complete 180, just went the other way. I'd already established paternity, but they knew how adamant I was. I had letters ensuring the adoption process of them was on hold from various members of Parliament and whatnot. But anyway, they could see my adamancy. It's not like it was a secret. I was doing everything I could to get Fox home with his brother Deacon. Anyway, then they finalized his adoption without giving me notice, despite the fact I was already before the court in the matter. I had a motion to set aside the Crown Wardship Order based on the fact that it was illegally obtained uh, before the court, but they never mentioned it at the adoption finalization. They never mentioned any potential father. They never mentioned I'd already established paternity, and they never even mentioned that I was already before the courts on the matter. So, I mean, prior to them finalizing his adoption. And then they never bothered to tell me they finalized his adoption until after the appeal period had expired. So that's it in a nutshell. So much criminal activity there. Like I said, the one judge here, the first judge, saw everything my way. McSorley did, and then she was overruled by Patterson, and then a couple other judges alongside him there concurred with him at Osgood Hall, and so that's that. That took several years. I was granted leave from Osgood Hall to apply to the highest court in the land, but they decided against hearing it. And one of my initial things for Fox, the people that adopted him were present. I won't use last names as to not slander anyone, although no one who knows anything is going to watch this anyway. And even if they do, that's why I'm not using last name. If it's obvious, good. Mark and Melva are the people's first names that adopted Fox. But the foster mother was also was asked to stand up at one of my initial court appearances and read her name aloud. So of course I knew who had him. I know where he is, despite the fact I've never met him. After court, I made an effort to try and befriend them, obviously, because I couldn't understand their logic in wanting to keep him, knowing that I'm his real dad. I want him, and I've had sole custody of his full-blood brother all along. So, I mean, I want the brothers together. So, I mean, the fact that they even protested this or wanted to keep my son was weird to me. There's lots of kids out there that actually need to be adopted. But anyway, I approached them a couple times. I mailed them a couple letters. Sent them a couple messages on Facebook. And by a couple, I mean once or twice a year. So, I mean, nothing harassment, nothing rude. I was trying to befriend them, trying to figure out a way to either hopefully meet my son, and if not, at least get pictures or give me the ability to mail him presents or whatever. I needed some form of involvement to still do. Eventually, they charged me with harassment, probably because I got a mutual friend got me a couple pictures of Fox, but she also told me that she was friends with this foster mother once upon a time, and when they were younger, she had been watching her two nephews or something, and one of them fell in the pool and drowned, and died on her watch. So, I mean, needless to say, I couldn't keep that quiet. I approached Chatham-Kent with that information, demanding an investigation. No such investigation ever took place, and it doesn't matter because I lost the court case, so I'm not a parent and entitled to the status of any investigation anyway. But, so anyway, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back and why I was charged with harassment, because I couldn't shut up about that, even though the lady who told me that clearly didn't want me to repeat it. But, these people have my kid illegally. Uh, I'm sure they claim to love him, but that's BS, because, I mean, I see photos with the woman with bling on all over her, and my son's dressed in all like Walmart Salvation Army type clothing, like frocks you buy at Dollarama, for Christ's sake. So, it's not, it's a money grab for them, and I don't understand uh, why they protest it. Like, why do they insist on keeping my son? What are they going to tell him when he reaches adulthood, when both his brother and me approach him? I've got all this evidence, all this proof, all these court files, everything that this messed up family did. In court, they tried to play a race card because the mom's black and the dad is white, right? So, nothing in my letter said it had any racial comments. It's what's funny. They tried to say that I said all this stuff when I called them, and the only thing I said when I called them, I didn't get a word in edgewise because she hung up the phone as soon as I said who I was. So, that was bullshit, but I figured, I guess they included it for God knows whatever reason. For some reason, everything was copied 3 or 4 times to try and make the file look bigger. And I found out through it that her and the director out there, Mr. Stevens, are thick as thieves. They're going. It's like they were collaborating this from the get-go or something. The illegal adoption of children makes me sick that there's no oversight here in Canada. Well, in Ontario, rather. There is in Canada, just not in this troglodyte province, natured province. Our ombudsman does a good job, though. He's trying to get oversight. But, yeah. Anyway. I was released with, I got charged with harassment. Just basically don't talk to those idiots, and I don't. But, this ain't over. I'm still going to find a legal way to get this thing back to court. I found lawyers that are willing to take the family to court for me. But again, it's not pro bono. It's not something, because it's not a likely positive outcome. I can't get funding for it. As a single parent, single by definition anyway. I've had the same girlfriend for years, but I mean, I can't afford to just go hiring a lawyer and driving all over the province to go to court for this. I mean, if I could, I would. Trust me, I would. Because the thing consumes me. Has for since the day I found out about him. So he's 9 now. So it's been over 9 years, or 8 years. Sorry, because it was 1 when I found out about him. But the mom's a screw up. She ain't even in the province. She doesn't give a shit. So there's no opinions from her one way or the other. She's kind of a non-issue. Never really been in the picture. That's a good thing. But yeah, I don't understand it. How people can just break the law. They're above the law. It's oh fuck. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. But I'll find him one day. Whether his name is Fox or they change his name to Batman, doesn't really matter. He'll know the truth. I guarantee you. He's Montgomery of Eglinton. He's aristocracy. And he is not an idiot because he's mine. So, he'll find out. One of a million issues. Probably the primary one. Because it's ongoing and won't stop until I know Fox, and I have a relationship with Fox because he's my second son, full-blood brother to my eldest son, and every bit as important to me as any of my other children. So that's that. It's never over. You can't just steal people's children and wipe your hands of it. You know that, though, right? I don't have a soul. I am a soul. I have a body.